Hello, I'm your host Dylan Chesnut, and you're listening to the Pioneer Podcast. In this edition, I'm going to interview Junior Ariel Theriac about her experience this swim season. Ariel Theriac has been on the swim team for 6 years and has beaten several school records, including the Gores 500 free with a time of 5 minutes and 31 seconds, the Gores 200 free with a time of 2 minutes and 6 seconds, and the Gores 200 IM with a time of 2 minutes and 21 seconds. How do you think the team did overall?
I think the team did pretty well this year, especially considering the fact that at the beginning of the season, it's definitely hard because, people join swimming for something to do over the winter, and then they find out, how difficult it is, and then they quit. And, some people lose, touch of the sport they used to do, and so they quit. So we've lost some past swimmers this year that swam before that were, they were really good, and so it kind of knocked us down a bit. But we had some, people who really stepped it up this year, like the freshmen stepping it up, and and I personally think that we did really well with what we were given.
What did it take to prepare to beat the 500 free record?
So it obviously did take time of practicing. I've been swimming for like 6 years, almost 7 years, and for the past, I haven't been the best at the 500. I can swim anything, unfortunately, but it takes a lot of pacing and stuff, because it's just like cross country. You have to pace, your miles, and you track if you do distance, or you do anything like that. You have to do a lot of pacing, and it took a lot of practice pacing me to be able to sprint that much, but also along with the help of my coaches, because with them being hard on me helped me push to be to work for it, and not just be oh, it's another race, to push and work for it to be something I can accomplish myself.
How was it competing in the swimming sectionals?
So every year it's difficult for our sectionals because we have to face, the top schools like Center Grove and Franklin and Greenwood, and it's really difficult to be able to place in sectionals because of that, because they're like powerhouses. They have so many good swimmers. And, I was kind of going into it kind of used to from the past years of, who we faced and everything. And I just thought to myself, I didn't worry about placement too much. I just worried about my time and what I can improve on. Competing in sectionals, I think, was really, really interesting this year, specifically because I've swam the 2 IM for every year of sectionals, and it was very different this year because I was racing one of our top, competitors from Center Grove, and the whole time I was just thinking, to be able to break that record, I would have to stay with her, and that's all I was thinking about, was just staying with her. And then when it came to the final straw, I was like, okay, I'm this close already, and I pushed myself a little more with the last bit of energy I had during that race, and I ended up beating her by .02, and it was a very uplifting moment, because it shows me how hard I can push during these races. And for the other girls, them especially the incoming the freshmen this year, them experiencing this kind of meet and the way it works, and especially this being their first high school sectionals, I'm very proud of all of them, and especially our senior Maxine and Cora. They did really, really well this year, and I hope that they remember this and how well they've done at sectionals.
Thanks to Ariel Theriac for taking the time to let me interview her. I am Dylan Chesnut, and you are watching the Pioneer Podcast.